Them tractors, my goodness, I've stuck behind him for ages. Anyway, I'm James from Finney Electrical. On today's video, we're doing kitchen second fix. Let's get into this. Right then, let's get into this job then. So, I think last time you saw it was just an empty room, it was dark, and I was tired, and I wasn't really speaking real loudly because I was knackered. But it's all in now. There we go, this is what we're dealing with. So it's not bad at all really. So it's looking brilliant. Let's have a look. Obviously here, there's a fridge going in there. They're not sure what they're doing with the drawers here, so it was going to be cupboards with shelves, and there's going to be a socket sat underneath there. And then the plug top for that we're going to feed at the back and plug in. But now they're in drawers, so what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to come back when the drawers are fitted. There's like a high bit to the drawer and a low bit to the drawer, so they should be able to sneak a socket in there and get the fridge plugged in. So that's that one. What else we got? We've got a few appliances to power up then. Got single oven. Again, what we'll have to do is pull it out, wire it up, and in the back of the cupboard, again underneath this shelf, there will be a socket there and a little hole underneath for it to plug in. That's that one hob. It's a 6mm supply, so it'll be a big fat cable into the back of a big switch, and a big fat cable out of that run up and to wire this hob up. Extractor, we'll have to do a connection. So normally they leave a cable. Let's have a look. Here we go. So here's a little cable, so that'll attach onto the flex of this, and the flex just plugs in at the back. And we'll have like a little chop box here, a little joint box down there. So that's that. What else we got? And again, that'll plug in down here, so there's a 1mm cable that'll just get plugged in down there. And lastly, we've got the hot tap. So I think there's a cable underneath here. We'll pull it into the back, put a socket underneath, and what they do when they put the hot tap thing in, they'll just plug it in, and that'll work. So nice and easy for appliances. Sockets then. So we're going to swap these over. So 2 replacements. We did have to rejig it a bit, so they ended up the perfect level when we installed it. So we've got the laser level lights, remember. Again, we're just going to get that second fix, so socket there. There's going to be an island socket under here, so we need to ask the customer where we want that. So we'll normally bring it like a box width down, have your socket here, but some customers like it towards the edge or whatever, so that's really interesting. What else we got? Socket down here, and that's it for power. And then finally we've got the lighting, so it is 8 down lights. So we've got the measurements, so what I have to do is mark these out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's your downlights. And then we've just got some pendants. So for the pendants, they've got these, we'll find them. These little dangly things from IKEA. So this is what we'll have to fit. So that'll just dangle off ceiling, we'll match the heights. That's the cap that sits up to the ceiling. And then it's just be like an exposed bulb or lamp, if you're an electrician. So we'll get that installed, and then that should be the kitchen done. Nice. So we'll crack on with the lighting first. So I've got the schematics from last time. There we go. So this is what we drew last time, I don't know if you can see that. But we've got 800 off the back wall, 690 off that wall, because it was awkward one, because it had like a beam here, but then a double beam here. So it only could fit in certain positions, so I think we managed to get a straight line down one side, straight line down the other, but it was quite close to this edge, I remember, so it'd probably land about here. So yeah, they should look great once these are in. So what we'll do is get these marked out, get them drilled, and then we'll go from there then. I'm going to try out this little head mount kit for a time lapse and see if it actually works. So this could flop, or it could look pretty cool. So hopefully it's not just like all over the place like this, you know what I mean? In fact, did that even shake with this, the camera? It's got really good stabilisation there, so if you shake it, it stays quite smooth. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Let's get into this. That wasn't too bad. I think it knocked off halfway through, I don't know why, but anyway, I've got those marks out. So what to do here, because this boxing section sat forward and that back wall, we've had to, well, the bit you missed, we had to set the ledge level here so it pinged up like a plus on the ceiling. I'll show you. There we go, so a little plus on the ceiling on that mark. If you step away, it actually lands on the mark. If you step near it, the floorboard moves and the level moves. Anyway, and then we've got that mark there then. So that's all 8 marks out. So we'll get this drill next. Beautiful. So if you're wondering why I had a bag, basically I went hid my drill. See, well, we lost one, and yeah, somehow over Christmas it's all seized on this whole saw. We've tried his best, grips and all sorts to try and get this off. It won't come off. So this is now my whole saw only drill, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, you have to take that off to get the dade on. So the dade fits on and then the whole saw fits through the dade. So now we can't catch the dust with the dade. So I thought we'll try with a bag. But yeah, one-handed hole saw, it didn't go that well. I don't know. Right then, let's get these lights second fixed in. So we'll do them together and then we'll speed things up a bit. Here we go, a bit of super view time. Look at that. Let's just get this set up. Get them on my head. But yeah, we'll do them together. So that's all we need. Bit of sleeving. So normally we chop 2 fingers, or we strip 2, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you will be able to. So we strip 2 fingers like that. So we want about that much for your downlight. And what I do is just chop loads of bits like that, and then you can just pick it up and wire it up dead quick. So obviously we've got to actually get a downlight out. Yeah, so we've got that. These are brilliant, so these are CONNET downlights. So you get like a 7-year warranty with them, which is cool. Let's have a look. 7 years if you register it, extended warranty. 6 watts, so really low. And then you've got all these magnetic bezels you can have. Matte black, satin chrome, brass, polish and matte white. So they look pretty cool. Also it comes matte white because that's the kind of, well, that's your finish, and then you magnetise your bits on. So nice and easy. So then, also these colour settings, you have warm white, cool white and day and light. So all you do is strip 2 fingers like that. We'll tidy up later. And then bob your little, good, right, bob your earth on. If you look, neutral's to the left, so we'll just do this kind of thing, and then it should go in nicely. Let's have a look. The electrician's give it a little wiggle. You want to make sure that the twin earth lands just past the gripper, otherwise you can have problems, and that's it really. So you just clip it in. If you notice, it just clamps onto there so it can't be pulled out. I think they want warm white, so it's set to warm white. You're going to feel for any wood. There's a piece of wood here, so we want the wings to flap this side. Because if there's a piece of wood there, it won't go in properly. And you just want to kind of do this kind of thing. It should snap up. Oops. Nice and snug. There we go. And then I think they want brush chrome, so that's one done. Right then, we'll crack on with the rest. Beautiful, look at that, it's got a nice straight run through there, straight through there, and that's it. So that's all wires back to here. So back of here we should have a permanent live and a switch, permanent live and neutral. And what we're going to do is bang all the neutrals together, which gives a neutral to the downlight. So we've got switch for this side, switch for this side. And then all we're going to do is get that pediment live into a switch, and then there'll be 3 switches coming out, which will turn on kitchen, dining room and pendants. So next we'll just wire up these pendants, which will be interesting. So the IKEA ones are a bit naff really, because you have to get a hook, and I doubt he's got a hook, so we'll have to fashion a hook. So yeah, they don't weigh anything. So normally I just fashion some out of all-round band. We've done it past. So you just use one of the hoops as a fixing, and you kind of bend it in half and create a loop, and that does it quite well. Yeah, we don't keep hooks. Right then, so we'll get those 2 up, and then we'll move on to the switch, and we could see these turn on, which would be cool. Right, so look at these pendants then. Love that made. So camera's low battery, so I have to swap batteries out, but hopefully you'll see a bit of this. It might just cut to me, the finished article. Right, so the customer's got a bit of tape on there, so that's what he wants. Basically wants that to be the top of this ceiling. So what I'll have to do is feed this through here. Now like that. And so that's the ceiling. There's basically a thing that wraps around it. So this thing, that's wraps around like that. And clips in, get it right way around. There we go. Yeah, so that will basically nip up to that and screw it onto the inner of this. So at the end. So that clips onto there like that. You've basically got to imagine. Oh, look, where's that piece of tape?
2 6.
Set up this tape. Basically, this tape needs to land here if it wants it to the right height. So here. Right then. So now I'm going to leave my hand on there, push that on there, and try and get this screwed in at the right height. Let's have a look. If we go there, that's screwed in. And there we go. Right then. So what we have to do is get a hook. So we have to get it fixed in the ceiling, and we have to get a hook low enough to be able to reach that. So we need to measure that distance and create a hook from that distance down. So you can't just get like a tiny hook because it won't work. There we go. So, fiddly fiddly. There we go. Alright. So we'll go to the hook hole. So we'll look at the side of that. That hook needs to be about 35 mil. If that dangles down 35 mil off the ceiling, yeah, we'll just be able to undo this like so, and we'll be able to hook it on like that, and then we can wire it up to the cable. And then afterwards, all we do is just push that up to the ceiling, and it should dangle through enough for this to get a bit of thread on. And all that happening is how you tighten it up, it'll just cup up to the ceiling and it'll be fitted perfect. So that's a little challenge. Right then, let's crack on with that. So what you want to do with this cable, now we've got the height, is push that through there. Like that. Hopefully we're still filming, it's just a waste of my breath. There we go, so now that's in. Pull that through, and that's not going to change now. And then I do like a weird clip on there, I think. And then what I'll do is strip maybe 8 fingers for the connection. And there we go. So you can do that with a knife, which is a bit easier. Have we got a knife? I have a knife, right. Just gently does it. There we go, that pops off. Ah, it's a brand new knife, I'll just cut into that. What a fail. Yeah. There we go, yeah, my knife before were really blunt. It's actually proper score into it, but look at that. No cuts in the copper. Right then, so all we do, there's no earth this fitting. So you can just strip that like that. Get some Wagos on this, because Wagos are brilliant. There we we go, little two lever way go in there. Two lever way go in there. There we go, perfect. And that's all set up. Just get your hook in, wire up, hook it on, screw it up, jobs are good in. That'll do, yeah. So 35mm from top to bottom, and then I'll happen, you'll bang a screw through there, and thing weighs now anyway, so hook him on like that, and that'll do. It's quite solid, it's not going anywhere. So all happen is that'll get screwed up to the ceiling, and there's another bit which wraps around here which screws onto that, and then it fastens up to the ceiling. So obviously it's a lot better if you just got a pack of screws, which I should get a pack of like 10 like long screws like this long. That'd be a lot easier. But if you're ever stuck, that's a little tip for you, and it's solid. That'll do. Right, we'll get these up. That's those up now, so they're looking spot on. So they come out of the pack early whirly, and grab it over time, we'll just straighten them out. So that's those on. We've got the same distance out to the girder, so they look brilliant. So next little doozy we're doing, we'll wire up this switch next. So in fact I'll talk you through it. So all I'll do is just open this up so it's perfect to edge, and then we'll start wiring it up. Right then, so let's get that switch. Little 3-yang switch. There we go. Right then, so we're going to wire this up. So one's going to do the kitchen lights, one's going to do the dining room lights, one's going to do the pendants. So let's have a look. That'll do. So we've got 3 switches here. So we'll probably go kitchen, dining, pendants, something like that. Other way around, dining, kitchen, pendants, yeah. So let's get this wired up. Just 2 secs. Oh, none of them are wired in yet. Oh, right. That's your earth. Another earth. Let's come back to this. Now look at this. A bit of GoPro action. Got me camera mount on, but basically the battery died from yesterday, and yeah, so I've had to plug it in and put in a battery pack. So I look like Terminator at the moment with this on. Right, we'll come to them later. Right, I'll just turn off power for those. I just checked it dead. Yeah. and well done if you're still with us. Hopefully the camera angle was good, you can actually see what I did there. There we go. So that switch pings on, that switch pings on, and this switch pings on. So not too bad really, so customers pick those. So they're looking pretty sweet. And that's it, so nice and bright in here, and that's looking great. So there we go. Right, so we'll move on to the sockets next. So we've got socket to replace, socket to replace. We've got 20 amp switch at the back of that cupboard, which will do an immersion heater. That just won't left off, but just in case they want to be able to switch it back on. So that's it under there, so it's not cluttering above worktop. We've got a big 45 amp switch, which is knocking about somewhere. Should be this one. So that'll sit in the back of the cupboard. Flick a switch, it'll turn on the hob, and then we've got a couple of sockets to fit in, and then we'll just drill holes underneath, bring the plug tops up and plug them in, so nice and easy. And that's about it. Socket in back of there for the hot water tap, and that's it. Oh, we've also got a socket to go underneath here as well, I forgot. So customer's out at the moment, so I have to ask him in a bit, but basically there'll be a socket underneath there for the Allen socket. So it might be that we kick it towards the back. So what I have noticed is cupboard, which is now full, but normally there's a back and a void. If I show my hand under it, allow me. Yeah. So we've got about this much gap at the back. So we should be able to chop in a box towards the end, bring the cables through the side into the box, and actually get the sockets, the back box in without making a hole in the cupboard. So that's what we'll do there. Right, let's crack on. Job we're going to do, I'm going to get the sockets in back of here. So, oh, they're on by the way, they're all working. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, is I'm going to draw a line across the top of there so we know where the top of the cupboard is. There we go, so we can't see that, obviously we're running the shelves back in, but now I can lift the shelf out and work in there a bit easier. So what we'll do is just get the boxes sat up to the top of the cupboard, along just underneath that line, and then we can get all the cables in. Right then, so just wind up for those in the cupboard. So yeah, my torch wasn't very bright, so I just left it to charge. So not my torch wasn't bright, but it had no battery. So it wasn't very bright in here, but you can see now. So what we've done is brought its cables through. So the right there, we've got the immersion feed, and we've got the load coming out. So we'll just turn it off, connect that into a 20 amp switch. That's dead easy. So it's just the feed live in and neutral on earth to the side, and then it'll say neutral out and live out on the earth, and that's it. So if all goes wrong with immersion, they can, with the heating, they can flick that on, it'll still heat. So that's that. It's in here, it's out of the way. I did mention about putting it above there, but they want at least close as possible. So because we drew the line across the top, it's allowed us to work in here. So what we did, we dropped this down to the floor, did all those bits, and then before getting the cable in, we've just lifted it up, got the box fixed, and then we can kind of work on this a bit easier now. So what I like to do is work out the cupboard and then pull them back after. So that's that. And then for the, let's have a look what we've done. You can basically have the hob and the oven, so the cooking appliances, on the same 6mm feed. So they're not pulling loads, so you can have both on at the same time, and it's okay. Because they're fixed loads, you'll have to do that. So what we've got the 6mm coming. That'll come into his little cooker connection unit, and then it's just so you got live and neutral in, and then live and neutral out. So the live and neutral out will be these flexes, which will connect onto the appliances. So we're just going to connect these on. There's plenty of length on them where we can pull it out and work on them or whatever. Because I think there's a gas pipe that's going to be disconnected, so I've left loads of length of that so you can pull it way out way and push it back in after. So that's that. So yeah, we're just going to crack on with that, and then that'll be this one done. Obviously there's a socket on the front of it, so we're just going to power up the extractor from there. So it should just be one connection here, which will do the hob oven and the extractor fan, so nice and easy then. So it's handy, the cooking loads, that if they're fixed load you can bang on the same one, because it saves us putting in a couple of sockets, so there we go. That'll do. Nice and nice. We've got the 20 amp switch there, which will switch it off. I'll have to test that later, obviously. We've got that, and then we've got the 6mm there. So that's looking great as well. So in the front there, we've got the plug top plugged in for the extractor. Obviously, we're not going to switch it on yet at all. That's why I do. And then it's just a little hoover in here, and then that's this bit done. Yeah, these big wipes are brilliant. So there's loads of like fine dust all around, but just give it a little wipe. It brings up, gets all the dust and muck out your cupboards and that. So that's that bit done. So now we're just going to move on to the hot water tap supply. So back of here, we'll probably just drill a little hole through the back and then put a double socket there. So I'm not sure where the hot water cylinder is, but I think Finney just wants it here basically. So we'll just bob a socket here and then it'll plug in within the cupboard, so you don't need to drill like a hole underneath the plug top to stick through. So we'll get that done next. There should be, have a look, should be some cable under it. Where is it? That's down there. Anyway, we'll grab that and we'll bring that through. There we go, that's that socket in then. So I've just brought the cables through the back and wind him up. So the little, hot water tap plug will basically come along and plug in. So nice and easy. So that's that done. So we've come on to wire up the extractor fan, and there's normally a kettle lead that plugs in, and then we just normally do a little connection, hide it behind the ducting, but can't find it. So what we'll probably do is put a single surface box on there, a little single socket, and then it can just plug in, and we'll leave that to the fitter then. So that's what we'll do. There we go, look at this little beauty. So a single socket in there, nicely done. So wherever that kettle lead went, it'll just put the back here and plug in, nice, neat and sweet. Right, that's that done. So last connections now. So customer don't want the island socket, so we've took that off just because there's a socket just around the side of this island over here. So there's that, and there's the socket above the worktop. So what we're gonna do, this will part of the ring, so the two going in are for the ring. And what we've done is run two new cables around. So essentially we've got a ring and another ring. So this is called extending the ring. So we're going to take the old cable and put it onto the new, and the other old cable and put it onto the other new. And then what you do, so you've got a ring and another ring, and all you're doing is extending it and making one big ring. So that's what we're going to do next. There we go, just give all the tops a nice little wipe down. So they're looking beautiful. That'll do. Obviously these will straighten out over time with gravity. So we're just going to set the oven now. So have a look. Obviously we don't want Spanish. 1536, let's have a look. Oh no! Oh. Look at that. Spanish. Right, let's try that again then. So just reset it, turn power off, and we can set it to English this time. So let's have a look. It's 4:56 now. So we've just done all the testing, so everything's passed. So like an RCD test to make sure the RCD is working. That's the thing that saves your life, stops you getting electrocuted. And then just a few resistance readings. Let's have a look at the time. 56 it is. There we go, that's the one set up. So it's just all ready just to unpackage and use. The gas guy will pull it out. He's got a cap off something, so it's not fixed in yet. But he'll get that sorted. That's everything done down here then. So we've got these sockets all second fixed, they're looking brilliant. What else we got? We've got the appliances all powered up in the back of the units. And we'll just give them a little sweep out, so there's no mess or anything. I don't think you can even see that video. Well, that's that. We've got the hot tap socket in, so they can plug into that. And then finally we've got the lights in then. So these down lights look brilliant. And we've got the two pendants as well over there. Right, that's us done down here. So you've seen how we second fixed all the appliances, all the lighting, and see how we do that. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we next upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.